is going to play Super Mario.
Of course he
Which
is.
is annoying because one of the most iconic video game voices of the last 20 years has been Charles, the guy that plays Mario, which, by the way, you should follow him on Instagram. He goes to comic book conventions and he'll just be like, "Hello, it's me." As
It's me, I'm Mario.
He's what a great, happy dude. He just goes to cons all the time. But Fred Armisen's going to be in it. Seth Rogen will be playing Donkey Kong.
I saw Jack Black as Bowser.
Yes, Jack Black is going to play Bowser.
And then Anya Joy-Taylor from Queen's Gambit is going to be Peach.
This cast is either going to, with this cast, this movie's either going to suck or going to be incredible.
It's going to be a turd.
Your station, your show. The Night Show with Katie and Ed. Hot 99.1.
We don't really need that. We can do more than just distinguish between good and bad. We can have a whole complex set of ongoing open conversations about how we sexually relate to each other. So I think we should have more and more concepts. We should have concepts of pleasure, consent, wantedness, constructiveness, desire, preference, dignity, respect, mutuality, fun. I mean, all of these things. But we also need to be talking about race and class and caste and ability and transness and sexuality and orientation, all of these things. That's the rich vocabulary with which we can begin to start having, I think, a more complex conversation about sex.
Is there a risk, though, in returning to talking about sex as morally problematic? Is there a risk of sort of puritanism and paternalism, possibly even authoritarianism? Who gets to say this is okay and that isn't?
Yeah, I think this is a great worry, and it's a worry I have, and I think it would be very politically foolish to back away the worry. Historically, I think that notions of the morally problematic in sex have been mobilized for not just not just moralizing, but authoritarian ends. I mean, think about the place of disciplining sexuality in authoritarian and fascist regimes, right? The way that something like queer sex and homosexuality is seen as a threat to the public under fascism. So I think we should absolutely worry about that. At the same time, I feel like where we're going is also not great, where we are right now. So if we think about something like the affirmative consent model, lots of students at universities, when they first come in, are taught that they have to be having a certain kind of sex. It's the sex that is characterized by affirmative consent. It's got to be mutual. It's got to be desired from beginning to end, wanted, communicative, reciprocal, respectful, and so on. And I think the problem with that as an ideal is we're talking about young people who don't have totally fixed and stable senses of what kind of sex they want to be having, what they really want sexually. I mean, there's got to be room in the ethics of sex for mistakes and bad decisions and regret. And so I feel like relatively uncomplicatedly wanted, but nonetheless people should have the right to have. I'm also worried, for example, about the way in which a moral critique of sex can play into a campaign against the rights of sex workers, to have legal protections for the work that they do, and also the way in which a kind of moral discourse around sex can end up being sort of homophobic, right?
I love it.
I'll get an extra large French vanilla.
Yep.
An extra large coffee with 3 sugar, 2 cream.
Yep.
A large French vanilla.
Yep.
A medium ice cap.
Our ice cap machine is actually down the drain right now.
Alright, give me another large French vanilla then.
Is that all?
And a medium frozen lemonade. Strawberry frozen lemonade.
Is that all?
Yeah, you got it.
1440.
Thank you.
Do that anymore, but having the opportunity to sexually experiment. So I am worried about the closing down of that space.
Paying the debt for your right to be a citizen. And the poll tax is taken and has been taken down through the centuries, and the taxes must be paid, and he says pay back what you need to pay. But don't forget that you must also give to God what he should receive. In another part of the Gospels, Jesus is described as being
rédactrice en chef, nouvelle rédactrice en chef de la revue littéraire Lettres québécois.
Our block is your block. In Orillia, Ontario at 90.7 FM. In Toronto at 94.1 FM. In Peterborough at 103.9 FM. Or listen live and on demand at cbcmusic.ca/the block.
Yeah, it's not loading. It's alright. Thank you. Perfect. Whoop. Thank you. You too. See you again.
Basically, because when men are arrested and then released, they then double down on the violence against their partners in situations of unemployment, which of course disproportionately affect men of color and poor families, and substance abuse. So if what you really wanted to do, if what you really wanted to address was domestic violence, the first thing you would do is think about, well, what material means do women need to remove themselves and their children from abusive situations, right? Most women don't actually want their partners in prison.
One moment, please.
Yes, sir.
And only an economic problem, but it's largely an economic problem. And carceral solutions very often act as a kind of cover for the economic deprivation.
Hi, welcome to KFC. What can I get you?
Gonna get a big crunch combo
You want a big crunch combo?
with Mountain Dew for the drink.
Mountain Dew for the drink. You want anything else?
I'll get a center breast if you have it.
Okay, I just need to check. You do? Okay, you got a big crunch combo with a added center breast. Is that all?
That's it, yeah. Mountain Dew for the
Okay.
drink.
Mountain Dew, do you want ice?
Sure.
Okay, that'll be $16.65 going ahead.
Thank you very much.
No problem.